Welcome back as we crack into Game 5. Game 5. I think every single qualifier we do goes to Game 5 and the best of 5. Here we are, Team Spirit against Gambit, the EU CIS qualifiers for ESL One Katowice 2019. And we have the start of the draft. They're a little bit slower this time, Lacoste. They've calmed down a little bit. They're picking drafting very deliberately.
Oh, man. Instant pick by Team Spirit. Do they want to go for Gyro again? Yeah.
Well.
I love Centaur as a counter to IO Gyro. You find IO so easily in a team fight, and you can just build into Crimson Guard, and they picked the Silencer as well. So no relocates this game probably.
And already the PA, Magnus, Tusk, Slardar, Venge, Grimstroke, Dazzle, Morphling bans.
Yeah, they
Some
need
heavily targeted bans here.
They banned out Morphling every single time I see IO Gyro being picked up. You don't want to play against Morphling with Flak Cannon. I'm surprised by the number of Slardar bans.
Yeah. Like, I kind of understand the Slardar bans when there's a Venge, a Beastmaster, and all this the Dazzle, all this minus armor and stuff like that, or a Drow Ranger or a PA. But just not a random, but a kind of a quirky little Slardar ban coming out there. That's a
what
new
is
one.
this? Wait, what?
Hang on a second. I don't know what that hero does. How do you? Does she exist? Is this real? Oh, Dark Willow.
Just when you said that they are going slow, I haven't seen this kind of a fast picking ever, Gary. I gotta say.
I tabbed for 7 seconds and they picked another 3 heroes.
Caster Curse.
Dear me. I mean, I was whining in the break that we're seeing a lot of the same heroes. We're seeing very similar drafts
I know
back and forth.
In the break, you were whining that you need to go pee, and then change your mind, decided to stay. If you went to the bathroom, we would miss the whole draft.
Exactly.
Probably.
So, aren't you glad that I am holding it in?
I'm really glad that you have a very nice big bladder.
Or a bottle under the table.
Or, yeah.
I've not told you about. Okay, Dark Willow, Silencer, Centaur, and Lena for Team Spirit. Some new stuff coming out. Gambit get the 4th pick Medusa, though. Gyro and Medusa on the same team.
They have a Phantom Lancer if they want to go for it. One more ban on Gambit. I think you need a hero that has any kind of a mana burn.
Yeah. And looking at this, I'm wondering where this Dark Willow goes. It was a Biver hero for a long time, right?
Yes, it's going to be his hero. Dark Willow, Centaur, Silencer +1, and Lena on the mid lane.
That seems about right. So they need their position 1 more likely than not. Whereas Gambit may be a little more open. Beastmaster is more likely to be that position 3 for Afterlife.
Oh, this is a good ban. It's a free Slar game. They have 0 control for him. Can easily get out of the Beastmaster royalty because of the animation.
And they've got no real AoE control. A little bit of AoE damage from Gyro, but hardly any of that goes into Invis.
Now they could get the Weaver on side of Team Spirit. Has natural mana burn, plus you get a Diffusal Blade. Not the strongest lane, Silencer Weaver, but still.
Very good against IO.
Yeah.
The Swarm tagging on, stopping regen. And of course, like you said, the minus armor, the mana burn for that Medusa.
They know what they want to pick.
There comes the Terrorblade. So we've got a TV against a Medusa, against a Gyro. This is going to be one cracker of a Game 5 here in the grand final for the ESL One Katowice qualifiers. Team Spirit and Gambit Esports. The final game of the day here for Europe and CIS. As we get our lineups all locked in. Hester Joe Centaur, FNG Silencer, a Dark Willow for Biver, and a Lena for 9 again. With Skitter on the Terrorblade this time. We'll see how well he fares now he's not against an anti-mage. And then over on the Gambit side, Iocopter, of course, for Vanskor and Alpha Ninja. So they've changed Dahak off of the Gyrocopter, put him on the more comfortable Medusa.
Yeah, it feels like that's his hero, Medusa.
And then Afterlife and King R, the Beastmaster and the Rubik. So Rubik is that 5th pick. There's a fair few spells to steal. And with that natural first item Yule's pretty good against heroes like Lina, Dark Willow, Centaur, even Silencer, being able to dispel everything from Cursed Crown to Global Silence, stopping the Stomp Double Edge from arriving, or even just delaying someone from escaping with Stampede. It really does add into your lockdown as well. When Beastmaster's your only main stun, you've got Telekinesis, but Rubik is going to have to steal so many abilities to actually win team fights here, it feels like, for Gambit.
Yeah, anything he steals from Dark Willow or Lina is good. If you steal a stun, it's great. If you steal Laguna, very nice. If you steal Dragon Slave, you just push out the waves.
And now it's Aveufen. Biver drops the have fun with an exclamation mark. What a lovely lad. And away we go. Game 5. Qualification on the line. This is for ESL One Katowice 2019. Winner goes to LAN. Wouldn't we love to see Team Spirit or Gambit going to LAN events? It's been a while. Top lane, Biver, Hasta Joe, FNG and 9 all grouping up around that top bounty rune spot. With the dire side, Alpha Ninja Gyro, all on his lonesome. Everybody else trying to scout out the southern part of the map. Do you do this, by the way? Or is he going to stop now that I've started looking at him? Of course he does.
What was he doing?
The pirouette spinning on the spot.
Yeah, I try to do it, but I fail most of the time.
I'll tell you a trick. There's an option where you can hold down right click.
Oh, that's how they do it.
That's how you... yeah. That's literally how you do it. So you can just whoop, around in circles you go. So yeah, bottom lane, King R, Rubik, Vanscore, Io, and Afterlife Beastmaster. Trio of aggression down in that bottom spot for now. A weird line drawn there by FNG.
The battle begins.
I don't know what he's telling someone to do. Maybe go ward up to block the camps? It feels like that's going to be a big part of the Radiant's game here, is blocking stacks from Medusa Gyro. I'll see if they actually get up to it.
Shortest pause ever. Crimson Guard is going to be so good this game against Gyro, against Medusa Split Shot.
Should we play 2 of them? Everybody get a Crimson Guard. Tank the hell up.
And look at the build on Dark Willow. Boots of Speed, brought some Tangos, Observer Ward as well.
They're going to set up their dual lane top. Io Gyro, probably not going to have the best of time here. Biver with the right clicks is going to start punching Vanscore. And there it is. No armor. Io really does struggle trading hits and harassment in lane. And then we've got the straight 1v1, 9 against Dahak. Lina versus Dusa. But bottom lane looks like the action is picking up as Beastmaster dragging waves across. And microing his boar with a nice little deny. Well done, as he gets away from FNG. And King R will be lurking to contest that Metamorphosis Terrorblade under his own tower.
Now that's a good play. He's taking the creep wave so he can farm under the tower, because Terrorblade popped the meta. You can't really fight against him. And now he's gonna farm it. What does Rubik have? He's saving up gold, couple of tangos, salve, plus a mango.
He wants his little booties. Well, Metamorphosis down now for 100 seconds. FNG is trying his hardest to keep the Dire at bay. I'm just watching Biver here dragging waves across as well. So Hester Joe dealing with Dire wave there, and Biver getting plenty of experience and gold himself as he drags that wave across. And 9. 8 and 3, 8 and 4. Very even farm trade with the Medusa for now. A Gyro, like we knew, with this Io struggling to actually CS and control the waves. They don't have any real aggression. It's just sustain. But they're not against a lane that does poorly against sustain. They're against a pretty heavy burst and trade lane, and they're going to go straight in with the Bramble Maze. Another stomp. Hester Joe catching Gyro. Vanscore with that tether going and a Fairy Fire holding 4 stick charges. Not a massive threat onto Alpha Ninja's life, but it's just burning through the regen that they have.
Yeah, and this is a new build on Centaur. You don't have to get double edge, you get Retaliate, and just tank it up. There's going to be another stun, but I don't think they have enough damage. This is a no-go.
That slight block onto Hester Joe meant he couldn't quite get in range for the stomp. Alpha Ninja and Vanskor here, they're trying to get up in their face.
Oh, range creeps. Look at this. 1 denies, 2 denies.
That's a big chunk of golden experience down the drain for the Dire team. Centaur and Dark Willow doing reasonably well in the top. Mid lane, boring lane. Probably not going to see any magic happen here unless 9 lands a sick LSA when Mana Shield is off. And bottom lane Skitter with 13 armor, not really too perturbed by the boar or the punches coming in from Rubik and Beastmaster. He's got a nice tree to tango up as well, so that regen will continue coming in. And FNG's got a nice little pull across. King R is looking to contest, drag the wave over. Arcane Curse lands on the creep camp, but not quite in time there to actually relieve the melee creeps of their duty. And they keep on following their trigger paths all the way through. 9 having a fun old time with the Deucer mid now. His damage starts to rack up. 2-1-1 build. So you're getting the right clicks in as well as that magic damage. And Deucer with no stick, just a raindrop, has at least some way of mitigating some of that incoming.
Yeah, both of them have a raindrop to mitigate the damage. Pretty even trade. It's going to be a double damage for FNG.
And one little love tap to the back of the head of the Rubik. Yeah. This is a stomp on Io. Potentially a kill as well, but the Bramble Maze. Nice catch and nice first blood. Move on to Alpha Ninja now. Look at this bloody retaliate go. Hester Joe nearly slaughters the gyro.
Yeah, the combo is so powerful. I'm glad the Dark Willow is not putting any points in Shadow Realm, because they get more damage out of using Cursed Crown, especially with the Centaur retaliate. Mid lane though, you should always put a sentry ward on mid when you're playing against mid Medusa, because she wants to have a vision so that the snake jumps and steals the mana from a range creep and the hero.
And it does the old bouncy. 5-minute bounty runes, how are we looking? Double bot for Dire, double top for Radiant, everything pretty much as it should be. And all is right in the world. A slight net worth lead here for Team Spirit. And this time around, we're seeing a game where nobody's really losing a lane. I don't know how you feel about this, but...
Yeah, it's pretty even.
Top lane, I'd probably say Io Gyro are losing, but Gyro's still farming okay.
Yeah, let me tell you a story, Gary.
Go ahead, Lacoste.
FNG bought boots first.
Sorry, what? Say that again. Don't quite believe... I'm seeing it with my own eyes, and I still don't quite believe you.
Oh, they're going to scout him. They're going to scout him. This is probably going to get de-warded.
They didn't ping. I'm wondering if they did catch a glimpse of him. He's going to go all the way around. Blocking up camps as he goes as well. Watching out for these stacks. So yeah, he's gone in. He's got vision down, blocking a camp. Seeing the little trio of jungle camps there. And blocking up some of the stacks that the Deucer is trying to make up for herself.
That camp is so much easier to stack than this one, unless you eat the tree.
It's so convenient.
Yeah.
For like TA and Deucer just to like up and down.
Yeah, and you're standing on a high ground when you're defending it.
Oh, King R. He came in with a haste and he wanted to make a play on 9, but FNG is here, ready and waiting, tips him before he even dies.
Centaur double bracer, probably gonna get the phase boots for the more movement speed and chase with the extra damage from retaliate.
Got him. Rubik on stacking duty. Hang on a second. Afterlife? What's Lena doing? Lena doing over there? Getting a quick and easy kill with Laguna Blade.
Seems like they are kind of dodging the bottom lane. Beastmaster is almost level 6, but Turblade free farming on the bottom. Look at the courier. 2 bracers, 2 raid bands.
That is a tanky set. Like 1500 HP on Centaur. Unkillable.
And once you build phase boots on a Centaur, it also gives him armor. He's such a low armor hero.
And they've left Terrorblade alone to farm. He's not really scared of this Beastmaster anymore. Now that there's no wild axes to pressure him.
And FNG is already putting a lot of vision where Medusa is going to farm. There's a lot of stacks on this side. And one deep ward here, just blocking the camp.
I think FNG's been spotted. Little IO orbs are going to fly out and catch onto the silencer. A smoke from Gambit down south as they know there are 3 top. And making a move in onto 9. Lina, not expecting this one coming in. Snake bounces, lands perfectly with a roar. And they've timed this wonderfully to catch 9 out with the tips preemptively.
Everyone tipping 9. That's a Beastmaster ulti with Arcane Rune, so he can be more active again because of the cooldown. Bottom lane, Terrorblade has meta if he wants to pop it and pressure the tower. 3 raid bands plus power threads.
Very strong TB right now. I mean, how are we looking level-wise as well? Medusa up to 9. Lina sitting at just a shave under level 8. So Medusa with a pretty happy time in that mid lane is going to go back into the jungle now and just keep on accelerating. Still, it's that TB top of the net worth that I wanted to swing into. As Centaur and Lina also very, very nicely positioned to get into their primary items after these nulls and all that.
Why is Silencer running back to base? He was missing like 10% of HP and mana.
Not sure. Maybe he wanted sentries. He doesn't want to abuse the courier. His mid laner has told him, don't use the courier again or I'll die. So FNG is going to just walk back manually. 9 makes a move up to top. They're even bringing the Terrorblade here. FNG is going to leech level 6 down bottom. There's a couple of iron branches on the floor for some reason. But they're immediately keeping Vanscore out. The entirety of Gambit have bailed from top lane and they shift down towards bottom.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Rubik equally getting some time to get experience mid for that level 6. 1500 net worth on King R, not looking too hot right now. This is still such a weird thing for me to see. No points in double edge. I'm so used to having max double edge.
Retaliate is too good not to have it, and they nerfed the hoof stomp duration. So I don't think he's gonna max that one out. He could get 1 more point in retaliate, then max the double edge.
I'll leave Centaur, leave the stomp at 2. And Medusa treads Wraith Bands, same as the Terrorblade. Moving into the Yasha, as Terrorblade has shifted over towards the Dragonlance this time around. And like you were mentioning, that Roar, Beastmaster with the Vlans and the Boars, trying to come in from behind. But 9 shifts away from that middle lane, back up to the jungle.
Yeah, the classic switcheroo begins once the tier 1 tower falls. Dire goes to Radiant jungle, and the opposite.
The old mirror movement. As the Radiant glyphing their tier 2, Dire also following suit. As both teams have catapults on these objectives. And then we've got this weird battle where they've split the lane mid across the Radiant side of the ridge away from the towers. And both teams will take the tier 2s, top and bottom. Still, this very, very even trade back and forth between Gambit and Team Spirit. Nobody's giving up any real potential to start a team fight.
Terrorblade has Manta queued up, but I think he should just tank it up with the S and Y instead. They have so many stuff to deal with the illusions. You have Flag Cannon, Medusa as well, so there's no point to upgrading it. It increases your farm. There's only a couple of spells you can dodge. A rocket, try to go confuse a Beastmaster. Go Gary.
Oh, Alpha Ninja is going to dodge everything. Dodges the stomp, dodges the bramble maze. King R does get caught inside the little purple thorns. He's very close to death, but 9 unable to line up that Laguna Blade until finally they'll find a couple of clicks into the Rubik One more will do the trick, and there we go. Global Silence in the back. Centaur stunned and killed. As they get the 1-for-1 trade, Gambit going to be much happier with the way that went, though. And off they go back up the top. The IO copter. Keep that farm going. And Medusa making the most out of this jungle. Yeah, I think I'm with you with S&Y. Like, just having status resistance off the Sanjunyasha, reducing the duration of Raw in its own feels pretty damn good. But it might be that he thinks about Manta Lincolns as his first couple of items.
He might still swap things around, but we'll see after Yasha. And he could be the one getting a Diffusal Blade this game. It's so good on Terrorblade. Cheap damage.
And lots of agi. We'll see where he ends up going. For now, it's the Blade of Alacrity. He's still got options, depending on which avenue he wants to take. And now both teams kind of sitting back on their laurels for a while. Global Silence is down, Stampede is down. Our Radiant don't really want to fight right now. Hester Joe does have a blink, though, that he's just bought, so that might change the ideas for Team Spirit. They've smoked. And they're shifting in towards mid. Dahak, not really the hero you want to go on. Not sure the Medusa dies to these two, and they're going to go the long way up. Try and catch the Gyro and the IO in the jungle. Catch them in the act of farming the camps. And Dahak much deeper, spotted by an Observer Ward. As Hester Joe and FNG still on their way in.
Dire are scanning.
Blink Stomp. IO Tether. They've got the Terrorize, and there goes IO out of here with the Laguna Blade clearing up Gyro. They're going to get a twofer. Easy kills, easy pickings for Team Spirit. That long smoke with the Blink Dagger from bottom shrine all the way up to top.
Yeah, this is... They are dodging their own jungle again, just playing the top part of the map. And I still didn't see Rubik doing anything in this game. He's level 6, no stolen spells.
Yeah, it's been a rough one. I still feel like the Rubik is their team fight hero.
That's their last pick hero.
Yeah, exactly. He's not had much impact in the laning phase. It feels like they've picked him to steal Stampede and Global and Dark Willow spells, honestly. And quite often when you've got an IO, you want a hero that can go in with the Beastmaster, create space for Dusa and Gyro so they can dish out their damage. Rubik is much more of a finesse hero. You know, he's much more of a stylish, flashy hero than the old classic brawler that gets up in the faces of their opponents. And here we go again, Spirit ready. And they've got their spells pretty much up and running. Global, Laguna Blade, that's all they really need. With Terrorize and Stampede back in about 20 seconds or so. They will keep Skitter mid on that Terrorblade, showing his face.
Wow, look at the positioning of Gambit.
It's a daisy chain. With the least valuable target at the front. If they lose the Beastmaster, who cares? If they lose the IO, who cares? As long as the Gyro survives, he's being defended by two people.
Invisibility.
Team Spirit from a very interesting position though, and having an Invis rune here on Lina. If the orb connects, oh, they'll know now. Van Scores probably screaming to his team saying, hey, I've been caught. Hello, let me tether. Terrorize will not connect. The Stomp not landing either. And that's Alpha Ninja and Van Score absolutely out of there. TP away. They are clear. Scot-free.
He's still hiding with the Beastmaster. Has this Hawk for vision. Can he get a pick off if someone goes alone? He could actually maybe even kill Lina with the boar. Does he have a boar? Couple of seconds.
They've got relocate as well.
Oh yeah.
So with the boar, with boar necro, with a roar, I think the majority of people die if they relocate.
Boris.
Boris and Boris.
No, Roris.
Oh, sorry. My apologies. Boris and Roris. Привет, bratan. And off we go. Skitter. Hey, look. Look, click the TV.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
There it is.
He's stream sniping.
He's listening.
I mean, it makes a lot of sense. Already explained why. But I'm not sure he needs a BKB as well as his third item. Second and a half, whatever you want to call it, since Dragonlance can be upgraded.
Oof.
Like, there's two things that go through BKB, Medusa ulti and Beastmaster Roar. So he just needs to either tank up with full Scotty right away, get some stats, or just get a Fusel Blade if they feel like they need to fight.
Let's see what his decision will be. As Roshan's being scouted out here by both teams. Hawk, TB Illusions, even the Necrobook here from Afterlife coming in, giving it the old peek. As Hester Joe, oh, that could have been a big stomp. He's catching the gyro, and they will move in with a global. There we go.
No
the
reload.
IO cannot relocate. He's been cancelled out, so they'll find one, and the tether away means they won't find two. IO does survive ever so barely. A global Stampede. Expended for a gyro kill, but you're keeping him down. 7,300 net worth, while your Terrorblade is up at the top. 11,000 on Skitter's Terrorblade. How does TB do against Medusa in this kind of game? Can he stand his ground and just fight through?
He can, yeah. I mean, if Medusa uses ulti, he needs to turn. But other than that, I mean, they could just use the Stampede, run away, come back. They could use a Terrorize from Dark Willow. There are a couple of ways to reset the fight inside of Team Spirit. And finally TB changes to Scotty. He really doesn't need a BKB. I don't think he needs a BKB at all this game.
Scan on the pit. Roshan, half health. Team Spirit, they know exactly what's going on, but they don't know how quickly it's going on. Dar Observer Wards giving vision on the shrine, and out they come. Roshan down and Aegis claimed. Team Spirit, they're perfectly spotted here. A good LSA does connect with one, but the lift up, and King R has caught the Lina. In they go with a Terrorize onto everybody, and Hester Joe clears up King R. LSA connects on the gyro with the Roar, though. Lina caught. The cooldown lands, but it doesn't land on much. As Hester Joe's chased off to the west, and the Dark Willow turns to fight, but the LSA just continually spammed. As 9 looks for Medusa. Dark's down, and the Aegis is claimed. As that Medusa had no mana, like you rightly say. Team Spirit, a good fight for them as they take the Aegis and a 1-for-1 trade. That seems perfectly fine, especially when the Dire had vision. They saw everything.
Yeah, it's still a good fight for Team Spirit. They popped the meta, got a couple of kills, took the Aegis off from Gambit. More than fight. They only lost the Centaur. I don't like the build on Centaur. He is going for a Blade Mail as a second item. Get the Crimson Guard. This item is so much value against these two heroes who have split shot. So I'm not against a Blade Mail. He could get it as a third item, so it gives him the return.
Yeah.
But because there's a lot of uncontrollable damage on side of Gambit.
Yeah. Well, everyone can see the kind of rationale and the thought process behind it. As they do jump the gyro, Vanscore trying desperately to keep him alive, but that Laguna Blade absolutely slays him.
He used the relocate and then stopped it. Beastmaster Roar.
And rip FNG. I mean, in this kind of situation, it's one of those things that's hard to quantify, right? Like, we could maybe say Blade Mail is like 80% perfect option, or like 80% optimal item here, and then Crimson Guard is like 100% optimal item, right? So it's that 20% which is down to kind of decision-making on the player's behalf, or what the captain's called for, or how they feel on a given day. Anything can change in a matter of seconds. As Terrorblade TPs and a good stomp onto Rubik. Should be simple pickings here as King R is left all alone by the rest of his team. They will TP out and escape.
Lina chasing. She might actually catch him. Ether Lens plus a stun.
The Fiery Soul going to work. And these illusions are too annoying.
If she had a Wind Lace in her inventory instead of a Clarity Potion, maybe. It's about those little things, Gary.
Or maybe if she had Kaya Yasha instead of Kaya San.
Oh.
No, you definitely do not buy Kaya Yasha, by the way. You need the San John Lina. I'm enjoying this build, though. I really am. I think one of the first times I saw the Ether Lens was Mickey from Alliance a long while back when Lina got changed. You know, she got reduction on the range of Yule Scepter, and LSA got nerfed, and all that's like Laguna Blade got reduced damage. And then people were like, yo, she has a ranged cast range talent and Ether Lens. We can just reset it back to how it used to be.
That's true. I still want to see Rubik being part of the team fight. He stole one good Stampede, but I feel like that's it. His positioning is not that great.
Yeah, he's having a rough one, isn't he? Do you think it's okay that the IO's getting farm priority here? It's one of the rare games
did
where...
it in the previous game as well. When Vanskor played IO, Tusk was position 5.
It does feel like a big shift in their team dynamic. And they're still trying to figure things out. And King are, you know, performing without items can be very tricky if you're used to having just a Yule Scepter, for instance, at this point in the game. As we are now a minute and a half away from the 25-minute runes, Radiant yet again take control of the top, Double and Dire. Well, they'll move down to bottom. It's pretty natural by now to know what's coming. As you were mentioning before, it's going to be yet again probably the mirror movement where the Dire come into the Radiant jungle. Maybe swing in towards the mid-tier 2 after pushing out mid lane. They want to try and get this box under their control. As it's a similar story for the Radiant. I mean, the mid-tier 2's probably the key objectives right now. They're pretty much the only ones. There's all these towers. All these towers are like exactly the same HP, by the way, except this mid-tier 2 for the Radiant.
You're having too much fun, Gary.
I know. It's Dota. I like the video game, okay?
They're tier 4 towers as well, same HP.
Oh, really? Shit, you're right. You're an ass.
You're not gonna work with me again.
Yeah, not for another 8 days or whatever it is. Yeah, we're bringing Lacoste back for the Chinese qualifiers.
It's actually less.
It's yeah, it's on the 19th.
No. We're gonna work together on
oh yes,
12th
and 13th. Yeah, you're right. But I don't have to hear you breathe in real life. Yeah, if you haven't seen, Lacoste and I will be casting the Turbo Masters. It should be a bit of fun in a couple of days. Oh, look at that. 25-minute rune and the complete reversal of what I was saying. Dire come top and the Radiant go bottom. They still get the 2 for 2. That's a lie as well. That's a big lie. It's a 3 for 1. Radiant get 3 of them. So the Dire actually losing out a bounty rune because they decided to move top.
That's a lot of words for just 4 runes, Gary.
A lot of words for me stupid. Would have been much simpler for me to say. Here comes the Aghanim Scepter for 9. A couple of 100 gold away from it. And after this top wave, we'll pretty much be bang on the money. Centaur going for Halberd. And still pretty good against the Dusa Gyro.
Yeah, it's good.
I think after Blade Mail, I think I prefer... Like, I don't want him to go Blade Mail into Crimson. I think Blade Mail into Halberd is better.
But Crimson
into Halberd.
Into Halberd.
Yes.
Oh, the dream.
120% optimal build.
Oh. Just getting chills from saying these 2 items.
Aghanim, Zelina. Here we go. We can start counting the numbers again. 1106. Big old nuke damage. It's very close to insta-gibbing that IO. And pretty much kills the Rubik straight off the bat as well.
Pretty passive game. We have 15 kills, 27 minutes in.
Net worth lead is minimal, like 1,300, something like that. It's very, very tight. Gambit with an experienced lead, but I feel like that is close to meaningless. Unless we look at the actual hero levels. I've got 15 on Beastmaster. That's a bit of boar damage. That's all right. Rubik's level 12, so he's got a bit of HP from his level 10. We don't care about anyone else apart from Io, right? We've got Dusa level 20, 700 mana.
We care about Io. Io level 15 in a couple of creeps.
Exactly. That's the one I wanted to come back to. I think that's the big one that Gambit really are banking on. Does Radiant have anything sick on their side? Anything close?
Level 20 TB. I don't know if you said it.
Reflection CD? No, I've not done any of the Radiant. Yeah, that reflection CD is going to be big.
Spell Amp for Lina.
Ooh.
With Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah, again, hitting that timing. Gambit. Standing on top of ramps right now, trying to get any information they can. They've got a couple of wards as they spot a couple of Team Spirit heroes moving around from this area in towards middle. And they probably will see FNG if he shifts up north. As both teams gathering around the Roshan pit. It's going to be a long time until he's back. 2 minutes and 20 seconds. So if they do want to have a standoff, they've got to start thinking about pushing all of their lanes out, which is why FNG's down here right now. Gambit.
They're being pinged out.
They see
Roche will respawn in 2 minutes. They could just keep this vision. They just planted the sentry. They have an observer ward and a hawk, so they could play around this high ground if Team Spirit want to fall into the trap. I saw 2 of Navi games like a week ago where they lost 2 of their games just by fighting into this ward.
Yeah. This ward and this ward, the tier 2 like side lane wards, they are absolutely disgusting. Because they control like 3 ramps and a shrine. Just like access points, TP points. So much valuable information you get from it. Here we are with Team Spirit smoking though. Roshan, how long do we have? They jump in, terrorize. Nicely placed with the LSA. Quick and simple onto the Beastmaster as the Terror Blade. Oh, he's got the Skadi. The slow onto Vatscore with the blow up from the Laguna Blade. 9 claims lives. The BKB of Dahak does come out to play though. The trouble is, Terrorblade has a butterfly. In comes the Beastmaster looking for the roar. The chain stun is there, and well played Gambit. The rest of Team Spirit bailing away, leaving the Terrorblade high and dry.
46 seconds for Roche. 67 until TB responds. He's not going to have a meta.
Kingar very close.
Stolen stun. Nicely done by Kingar.
Gets the LSA down, and that's Lina gone for 75.
Yeah, Kingar kind of redeeming himself for a bad play at the early stages.
He got his blink, and then all of a sudden he's able to do exceptional work.
They're waiting for Roche. It's almost a maximum time spawn, so they're just gonna wait around. Medusa, what is she building into? Has Skadi queued up. Need both of these cores, Medusa and TB. They need to get MKB.
They have almost identical net worth, by the way.
And almost identical items.
Oops. Alpha Ninja popped his BKB for that kill. It looks like he'll escape just fine. And Roshan. Oh, there we go. Bore attack damage with the talent. Shredding away at Roshan with his inner beast. And of course the Medusa in just behind. Sitting in the pocket. And Roshan, Aegis and Cheese. Claimed up by the Medusa.
They used 2 buybacks, one on Beastmaster, one on Io.
Feels like it was worth it. And right now, Gambit are the ones with the net worth lead with the Aegis and the Cheese. They feel like they might just be in that platform position just to launch pad forward and go up to high ground. Satanic is still a pretty distant prospect here for the Gyrocopter. He's got that Reaver, so he's super tanky. 2400 HP or so with Strength Treads up. And yeah, Vanscore gets the Cheese. So Hood, Urn, Stick, Cheese. Basically 3 lives here for Gambit.
Radiant's top tower is under
They can still blow up Io with Lina ulti, and that's the target. Global Silence, if Centaur can blink in and stun, just blow up Io immediately.
Yeah, because he's got no buyback, right?
Yeah.
So if he dies, there is no buyback relocate. The numbers advantage should belong to Team Spirit if they can get the initiation right.
He has a Ghost Scepter now. Level 18. Once he gets himself to level 20 with the GPM talent, then he can start buying items. I think a great item for Io in this game would be...
a Holy Locket?
Nah. Eon Disc, definitely.
Yeah? Oh yeah, that would be
He can be
really...
blown up, and it also gives him some HP.
That would be pretty big. What does Beastmaster have? He's got himself a Solar Crest.
I love new Solar Crest.
The attack speed onto Medusa.
Attack speed, yeah.
70, right?
70 or just reduce it from TB.
Oh, that's a good point. Put it on TB, make him easier to kill and make him deal less damage. And here they come. 33 minutes. It's 12-8 with Team Spirit in the lead in that regard, but the other metrics definitely favoring the Dire right now, as the Aghanim's upgrade on Medusa, the snake turning people to stone still. Dahak catches the Centaur off guard a little bit there. Vanscore pretty low on HP, needs to get that urn going. As they will fake pump with the Terrorize. Another Tether. And this Reflection doing a lot to Vanscore, but they've lifted the Centaur. Terrorize faked again.
Storm stolen.
Still deciding what to do with this now. Finally comes out as Biver tries to delay this push coming in, but the Global also expended for no kills and no initiation. Team Spirit, they fall back to heal. And Gambit, they can just keep on going. They're railing these buildings. Reflection's going to be annoying. That Medusa split shot does start to kick in. Ghost Scepter already popped there by Vanscore just to keep himself going. And Dahak.
No Laguna Blade, so Io can play a bit more aggressive. Just be tethered to Medusa. TB should be on a different side of the map.
Yeah, it felt like he potentially could have been split pushing elsewhere, but they had the call. The bat signal was put out. And Terrorblade wanted to be here for the fight properly. And as Gambit claim a shrine, and they'll move back up to top, push out that wave, and swing themselves back in for round 2. But Aegis is about to be claimed. Only a minute left on this for Dahak.
Oh, listen to this, Gary. Rubik with the stolen hoof stomp.
How
with
long?
Arcane Supremacy, 4 seconds. It doesn't show, I just did the math.
Nice. 4 seconds stun in an AoE. Deary me. That's going to be some disgust. I mean, how long does he have it for? Quite a while. 94 seconds. Bless you. Satanic done for the gyro on top of S&Y, so his status resistance, 41.2%. We've seen this build plenty of times on gyros, on PAs. It tanks you up and it gives you that mitigation against disables. And Gambit right now just doing a spectacular job of keeping all the waves in, making sure that Team Spirit are hemmed inside their base, basically penned back in their bunker. Spirit are trying to move forward and looking to make a play. Stomp to start things off. The Gyrocopter has the backup of the IO as Vanscore gets caught. Laguna Blade is there. Cheese not available as it's already been used. He does fall flat on his face.
Gyro again with the Satanic S&Y build. 41% status resistance.
That's pretty large. And they blink, stomp, and illusion. Skitter here with the Metamorphosis. And wants to make the most of it. Global over the top of the Rubik. After the Yules to make sure he will die. And they're chasing King R until the end of days. A roar from Afterlife catching the Centaur, but the damage is lacking and the Yule's in the air. The Gyro is going, he's falling, he's dead. Down you go for 70 seconds. Dahak and Afterlife. 2 men left standing to try and defend this base. How things have swung. Team Spirit are suddenly the ones that are pushing high ground. Lacoste, what's happened?
They're getting caught again. That's the Joe.
He's thinking about going back in, but there it is. Dahak's BKB.
That's really not a good usage of a BKB there. He had almost full mana and full HP plus a butterfly. They can't really touch her.
Well, they don't lose their tier 3. Dahak apparently alone is enough to fend off Team Spirit. A refresher orb again being built up by 9.
Medusa getting closer to level 25 plus an MKB. Split shot uses modifiers.
Is 9 allergic to BKB? Because he rarely buys it, it feels like.
I understand in this kind of a game that he doesn't need it. He's just stunning people from so far away. So Refresher. Refresher is fine. Pretty much the same item build that he went in the previous game, even though he does not have a Grimstroke by his side in this one.
He sure doesn't. Master Joe still working on that halberd as he went for a force staff to try and reposition himself. Here comes Gambit. They're all grouped up. The Flying V coming up the ramps. Top lane, Lina shows with a Dragon Slave. She's already TP'd out, and so has Dark Willow away from that top lane. Gambit, this will come to nothing. All they'll get is a quick little cheeky ward down on that high ground. Let's just see. Can they? Yeah, they are. Of course they are. I see the Medusa hitting the shrine, and that Observer ward finally expires.
Roche, let's check. May respawn in a second. 1 minute and 20.
Well, decently speedy time. We just had a smoke from Gambit. And guess what's happening with Team Spirit? Oh, this could actually be sick. If they're going tier 3 here. This tier 3 is dead. There is a glyph, but Gambit have absolutely no idea. Oh, now they do.
Oh, what a scan.
Oh, the game is up. They're going to start TPing back, filtering back, defend this base, because surely they will realize tier 3 is about to be cracked.
Medusa's going to have MKB and the buyback.
Super important. And Team Spirit, they don't commit for anything. Just an illusion trying to take down the tower. It'll die before it actually finishes the job.
Anything big coming from Team Spirit? Centaur is level 15 because they are not fighting at all.
Yeah, nothing particularly huge there for them.
No big items on Dark Willow.
Lincoln's on the TB is arriving now. And then Lina, she's like halfway towards Refresher Orb and buyback, something along those lines. Got lots of money saved up. As there it is, like you say, MKB on Dusa and Roshan alive right here, right now. Yeah, they've given the signal for Terrorblade to split push and shove out bottom. I don't know.
TB's so far away, he's steeping. They don't have a shrine.
They don't. He's TP to tier 3, and Roshan's already died. In they jump. King R catches. Centaur dragged back into the clutches. They don't have... Oh, they do. The Yule Scepter up. King R stops the Stampede. Nicely done. With a homing missile landing, that Centaur gone. Dark Willow also died in the back of the fight towards that mid lane ramp. A quick 2 for nothing, as well as Aegis Cheese.
Oh, FNG. Seems like he's a little bit mad, drawing on the minimap to actually point out TB should have gone bottom because they couldn't contest the Roche instead of TPing.
Well, 9 will do the job instead. What the TB couldn't do, 9 will try and do himself. Gambit. Not pressing the issue here with Io dead for 60 seconds. And Gyro, of course, is all the way back towards his shrine. Who did they get their stuff on then? Beastmaster, Refresher, Shard, Io Cheese, and we have the Aegis on Gyro. So they're not afraid of Medusa dying, it feels like.
Oh man, Gyro can still get 2 more items.
And they'll have double roar as well. Well, hang on, how many... You can have 3 boars. You can have so many boars. Doing the big damage. And Dahak, he's dealing better with the TB illusions now with that MKB. Still a little bit of a struggle. And Gambit still looking for their place on this map. Bottom lane, they exposed the barracks quite a while ago with that tier 3 take. But it feels like both teams are running out of wards right now. Like everyone's been dewarding all the observer wards, and everyone's wondering, there, we can't really do anything without smokes and without vision.
Yeah, it's a decider match. I'm surprised no one picked up a gem yet. Is there one observer ward on the map? I think there is. That's it.
Yeah, that is it. One Radiant Observer Ward. Oh, no, my bad. There's two now. Another one gets placed by FNG, as he's been hoarding them, apparently. And in comes Gambit, yet again smoked up. Scanned out by Team Spirit. They know exactly what's up. Biver still might get caught, though. There's the roar. Alpha Ninja on top. Quick and simple. And that's the way it goes. Double.
Gem.
They're going to catch the silencer as well. FNG down. And Gem on the floor. Should be claimed up here by someone.
All right, that's a second gem.
Oh, he's got the double gem. Double Laguna Blade up for 9 now. 1161. Is that 0.69? The big old nuke there you've got with a refresher orb.
Beastmaster, refresher. There's going to be a relocate.
You're right. Lina thought she was safe. Has buyback and very likely will be forced to use it. Beastmaster does have a Vlad's look off.
Did you see the play? He put the Vlad's in the backpack so it doesn't show on the creep wave, and then he blinked in so that Lina doesn't back off.
Ah, very clever.
Very nice.
Very sneaky. Up we go. Tier 3 gone long ago, so the high ground breached by Gambit. Call down lands on a couple of their heads. Medusa just gonna slip back down to the low ground for now, as Terrorblade's Metamorphosis potentially could just be waited out here.
Another stolen hoof stomp, 4 seconds stun.
Let's watch King R. Lincoln's popped. Homing missile is gonna fly on forwards as the Mystic Snake still turns him into stone form. Medusa, Dahak. Another Cursed Crown taken off by the Manta. Beastmaster is up top. I don't know if he's looking for stragglers or split pushers because the stomp comes in from Hester Joe. Dahak down to half mana. But with the new Mystic Snake, I don't think that's a severe problem anymore. It can bounce off this creep wave, get onto a TB, the Dark Willow can get caught, and Dahak's full mana again.
Yeah, they need to be careful about reflection. If he catches Medusa, they need to stay behind so they don't get hit by a split shot.
Glyph in the dying seconds of the barracks. Skitter, Metamorphosis. Is that ready to go again with the BKB? Yeah, Yule's up from the Rubik to buy some time as Alpha Ninja's gone in super deep. No mana remaining and the global will land on the Dire team. But to what avail? They've done absolutely nothing with it. No one's died apart from their buildings. And now the Laguna Blade, the cheese is popped and Vanskull keeps the Deucer up and running. BKB still in hand as Alpha Ninja pops his and sprints on forward. Lina dead for 100 with buyback available. Forced to use it as King R. The 3-man stomp! Oh, you beautiful bastard! Rubik absolutely slaying them all. The huge disable allows Medusa to clear them up. And Gambit forced the 5-man buyback from Team Spirit. What is happening, Lacoste?
Oh, that's a 5-man buyback right there. They used everything, 1-2 buybacks inside of Gambit, and they got what they wanted. They just need to back off right now.
You've been bigging it up. You've been calling it all game. The Centaur stomp on Rubik with the Arcane Supremacy, and I didn't fully believe you, but dear Lord, that was game-winning.
Yeah, he did it, man. Let's check the Roche. May respawn in 2 minutes. They don't have meta. 600 gold on TB, not even close to getting a refresher orb. He also needs to buy an MKB. There's 2 butterfly carriers on side of Gambit. And that cheese save. Io, level 24, Lotus Orb. Let me just check. Oh.
FNG. Unfortunate, buddy. Dead for 95. And Team Spirit, they are huddling around their barracks and their buildings. Hide behind the tier 4s. Do what you can, because the Gambit hordes of heroes, they are coming. Medusa. Moonshard on top of the MKB, on top of the tether. The overcharge now coming in to play.
Look at this attack speed with the Solar Crest.
Inner Beast and Solar Crest as well.
Is Beastmaster 25? Yes, he is.
And they jump in with a stomp. Very little they can do about it as the Roar catches Lina, immediately destroyed. Gambit, Gambit, Gambit.
That's a game.
It looks like it might just be, you know. They're moving in to try and take down Mega Creeps. Team Spirit, -2 heroes. They are 3 versus 5, and Medusa is basically 2 heroes in her own right. It's the final lane of barracks. It's the final countdown as Gambit claim Mega Creeps against Team Spirit. And there is the ominous, moody music as they jump and drag, lift and pull. The BKB from TB is going to try and shift the momentum of this fight, but they've lost the Centaur. And Terrorblade Skitter, with one little sunder, buys time for himself. But Dahak and Ninja are focusing objectives. The tier 4s are dying, and Team Spirit have absolutely nothing left. Yule's up and Yule's back. The Lotus Orb is there from the IO to save the Medusa, and maybe even look for kills. Poor little Biver.
Put
Poor
everything
little Dark
on
Willow.
Medusa.
Put everything. Steroids. That's what Medusa is on right now. So many steroids. Getting pumped full of them by this IO, the Beastmaster, and everything in between. They go with a global. They try and play forward. The IO Ghost Scepter's up, so not going to die to the TB. And the 4-staff in means Biver's gone. The BKB Gyro clears up another in the back. And that Sunder doesn't claim a life. So GG is going to come. Congratulations to Gambit as they qualify for ESL One Katowice 2019.
Oh man, this game was not hype at the start. We had only 9 kills, 15, 20 minutes in, but it became extremely good at the late game.
Whew. It was super even. Fights around Roshan. Beautiful stuff from both teams. I mean, look, like honestly, 30 minutes of literally dead even. 30 solid minutes. And then Gambit start taking the advantage with their Dusa Gyro.
I feel like the itemization on side of Team Spirit, TB went one too many defensive item. Lincoln Sphere, BKB. I don't think he even needed a BKB in this game, to be honest. He just needed to deal the damage. And yeah, this kind of a build on Lina works, but it doesn't work every time.
I mean, at some point she was like 6-0-0 or something, right? And then she just dies a couple of times in a row.
I love that Vanscore decided to swap the targets. Like, I don't give a shit about the side gunner. I'm just gonna give Medusa attack speed, heal her up. The Hawk, he didn't even die one time in this game. Lotus Orb, Solar Crest, Vlad's, Inner Beast, Tether, you name it. I think I'm out of these good spells and items to cast on Medusa. Lotus Orb.
Yeah. So many things. So many things. I mean, Dahak has been probably the best performer in this qualifier so far. Maybe outside of FNG until this grand final. You know, FNG had been drafting and leading his team spectacularly through that upper bracket. But there we have it. We've got our qualification. We've got our team. And we've got our European CIS qualifier done. Lacoste, we have finished. It's over.
Yeah, that's going to be it from us. My Dota 2 even crashed right now.
Literally given up.
Yeah, it's done. It's over. We're going to cast the Chinese qualifiers in a week, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
start on 18th or 19th.
19th, so sure. 10 days from now. 10 days. Chinese qualifiers. But that's not it for today. We've still got the Americas. Moxie and Jenkins will be hosting the channel, so swing on over to ESL_join Dota Blue. If you don't want to, if you can't be bothered, stay in this channel. We'll host it, we'll raid across, so you can check out the American qualification. Lacoste.
Fizz bump. It was a pleasure. As always, Gary, thank you guys for watching. We're going to get some German sausages with mustard and going to get some...
fries with mayo.
Oh, yeah. Mayo and ketchup.
Mayo and ketchup. Catch you guys next time.